Okay, so I pretty much finished my tomato update because I just have so many tomatoes right now. But yeah, so these are the Summerland. Those are the candy. No, these are the Candyland. Those are the Summerland tomatoes. They grew really well, really well, and a lot of them are almost ready to harvest. So I'm excited about that. Here's my largest one. Boom. Okay, so these are the red hot. No, these are the jalapenos. These are the wait, wait, yeah, jalapenos. These are the red hot chili peppers. And I guess for like the tomatoes, they have the male and female portion of the plant inside of this. So really, you just have to kind of shake it or try to attract more pollinators to do the work for you. So right now, I'm just kind of tapping on the flower blooms. And what's cool about them too is that you can actually tell and see. Well, it kind of the flower blooms kind of downwards because that's how the fruit is actually gonna grow. So I gotta say, oh no, that is really impressive. Go back to my tomatoes to make sure those are successfully pollinated. And my strawberries, jalapenos are actually gonna start blooming pretty soon, but I really hope not. I don't see any blooms on the red peppers yet. Um, has something here, but I think I'll be ready soon enough. Okay, so the strawberries, I gotta look more into this, but they have been growing downwards all the way down. I haven't even gotten any blooms yet, and this is supposed to be harvest season. But I know they do pretty well in spring and summer, so I gotta start sowing seeds now to at least try to get a decent summer harvest. Hopefully, I'm really hoping. Okay, so that's this bed. Um, Here I got a lot of stuff going on. I just found out this week that all of this right here is butternut squash, and those are the zucchini. You know, honestly, I planted these towards the edge so they can be able to kind of lean over and kind of grow out of the pot. But yeah, they take months to grow, which makes absolute sense. And I'm just I'm happy that they're doing well because I'm really looking forward to when I can harvest the butternut squash because they have a very long shelf life. In fact, a lot of these have a very long shelf life. I'm not so sure about zucchini because I feel like the outer shell is kind of thinner compared to the other squashes. So, but everything else here that I'm growing, even watermelon, this is a watermelon plant. It's kind of taking its time to grow, but it has been bitten up. So I'm happy that it's still growing. Just kind of growing slower than I anticipated. That's the summer squash. Hopefully it'll be ready by August. And I know I'm gonna get criticized because I planted all of these on the same pot, on the same bed, and I know I'm not supposed to do that, but really I use these trellises to kind of divide the spaces. So, and I know they can kind of build up, and if anything, I have much more. So if they really need it, I can just put it up. And I'm actually gonna put up another trellis so these can kind of grow out. The cucumbers. Yeah, so these are the pickled cucumbers right here. Those are dill pickled cucumbers. So those are really good for those. I have about 5 of them here. Five? Yeah, one. Yeah, about 5. I'm gonna spread them out a bit. Here's a zucchini. Zucchini, I have one female flower, but none of the male flowers have bloomed, so I'm really nervous that it won't make it. And I don't see any other growing males any other female zucchini farmers yet, so I hope we'll make it. I really hope so, because some of the blooms are coming, but it's going to take, a couple days for the blooms to be ready. So yeah, I have 5 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I know it may be said, okay, well, that they're planted way too close to each other, but the only thing really is just the leaves that are kind of in the way, which I can cut. But yeah, I just put this trellis to divide it, and only I think one of them that got slightly bent, the leaf kind of died off, but I think everything else, as long as it kind of slips through the trellis where it won't instantly intervene with the other plants, then I think we'll be alright. And I know really cucumbers are kind of like, well, it kind of grows like beans, beans and peas. Because right here, the string peas, actually, they kind of grab onto this, which they haven't. Kind of nervous about that, but yeah, cucumbers, they're kind of similar structure. So you see this kind of swirly thing. So what I'm gonna do is put another trellis here so it can cling onto that and have at least some sort of sturdy balance between it. Okay, so here's a butternut squash. It looks like it's kind of leaning towards the edge here, so a lot of these squashes are getting ready to kind of grow out and expand, which I know they kind of grow towards the sun, in which honestly I thought these were butternut squash, and I feel kind of stupid that I thought the zucchini was butternut squash, but they have very similar blooms once they actually start to bloom. So I guess everything else I have to try. Once it gets tall enough, I'm gonna lean it over so it doesn't get in the way of the other ones. Cause the baby watermelon, I don't want it to die off. I know once again these are planted closely to each other. I know. I wanna be careful next time, but. Yeah, I think these are gonna lean towards the end here, so it won't be too much of a problem. If anything, some of the leaves could be trimmed if they're kind of infesting with the other ones. Yeah, so here's my flower one. Lavender hasn't bloomed. I don't know if it is gonna bloom. It's been well over 2 weeks now. I haven't seen anything bloom for lavender, but luckily I still have some lavender plants growing. Here's California bluebell. I actually had a lot of them growing, and I think I probably used the wrong setting for the watering, and so that kind of blew off some of the flowers, but luckily I still have a couple left. I'm really focused on the marigold and the zinnia because I know that's what butterflies and bees really like. Here I had something grow. I had spinach, but it's not doing too well, honestly. It's not doing too well. I planted more. I don't see any blooms here. Any seed. Yeah, I hope they're okay. Maybe I just need to get a new batch of seeds or something. I don't know if there was something wrong with the seeds. That also has been well over 2 weeks, probably 3.5 weeks since I planted those. I planted cilantro. There was 2 of them that was right here, and they ended up not making it, unfortunately. But I planted a lot in between here, so I have some 3-4 cilantro plants that has bloomed, which I'm very happy about. And there was something here too. I'm not sure if it's still alive or not. Yeah, honestly, really, they come and go, I can say. And I transplanted this, but I tried to. This one, I don't think is gonna make it, unfortunately. I did water it, trust me, I did. But the leaves are kind of dying. That's not a good sign. I have to say, it's kind of the same for these 2. I don't know. I know I have to transplant them into a bigger bed for certain, which I plan on doing, but I know another thing has to do with nutrients, and I don't think they have been receiving enough, so I did add some organic fertilizer and plant food to hopefully, they make it do that. 'Cause I don't think I'm really gonna make it though, honestly. These are the cucumbers. These are the yellow cucumbers that I planted, I think early last week, and they bloomed. And so I'm really excited to see them grow into something. 5 of them grew. That's great news. Yeah. So I'm gonna transplant them into their own bed. I can't put them in there because that was already really pushing it. Yeah, so they're gonna have their own little thing going on. Here I had chamomile seeds, and they did not make it, unfortunately. And I had, I think, salvia growing over there, and I don't know if they just take a long time to bloom or they just decided not to bloom. Raspberry, these are growing pretty well. I think it's gonna be maybe another year until I get some raspberries, which I'm really anxious for because I really like raspberries. Here's my bloom, my herbal pots. Cinnamon, purple, garden sage, sweet basil. Then on this one I had, so it's about 4, 3 basils, 1 sage. Here I have German basil, got some blooms going on. Oh no, sorry, German thyme, English thyme. This is, I think, peppermint, and then I have rosemary. On the other side I have some Greek oregano. Okay, I know the corn was not doing so well last week. Well, really this week. So I looked up and saw that you have to add some more fertilizer for it. So I finally went out and bought some natural fertilizer, which is really chicken manure, bone meal, I think a lot of other animal waste. Well, not a lot other, but it smelled like manure. But I think that would definitely allow the corn to grow much better because it really wasn't doing well, as you can see. Yeah, and apparently the flies are loving the poopiness of it. And that means it's kind of hard to get rid of, but I will try and get citronelle so they will hopefully be repelled by it. Here I have some chives growing. I don't know if they take a long time to grow, but I really hope that they're growing. Maybe if they have a different climate where they have to grow. I gotta probably plant more. Okay, and then here's the broccoli. 1 bloomed, and then here's the romaine lettuce. 1 bloomed. None of these actually bloomed, unfortunately, so I have to see if I can maybe plant the seeds much closer together to see if I can do something about that. That'll work. Okay, and once again, the sunflower. This is how it looks like a week later. 1 bloomed. I plan on planting more sunflowers. Maybe plant like a red one right here, or maybe 2 red ones right here. Even though it's kind of delayed, but definitely when this one finishes blooming, I'm going to take the opportunity and use the harvest and then just take the stuff, make them grow together like twins. Here's my parsley. I harvested quite a few of it, as you can tell. I'm going to have to transplant that pretty soon, but it has been doing kind of well in that pot. Here is, I just transplanted these today. My lantana. Sorry, painful to move my muscles. Lantana right here. Lavender. I have 2 plants right here, and then I have the bee balm which I haven't gotten any blooms yet, and I really hope that it kind of does well, because I really want to attract more bees. But yeah, so basically this is my pollination bed this one I got about a few days ago. I'm happy. This is only like $11.48. I thought it was gonna be like $20-something. But even so, I'm like, you know what? That's a pretty good deal. I should get it. So I got, she rung it up, the cashier, and she said it was that much money. So I got it. I got two. I'm like, you know what? This will even be a nice addition just for decoration. Even though it is plastic, it's still durable, and it's easy to carry around, because everything here, I want it to be portable. Like if I have to move out tomorrow or something, I don't have any problem just moving all my stuff, packing it up and going. So yeah, so this is just a great way to, and it's fairly light. Of course it gets heavier once you add water, but it's alright. A lot of these are kind of waterized, at least the lantana and the lavender. But yeah, these are the beautiful blooms I got so far. And I actually transplanted them from these two beds. And plus I had to kind of transplant them soon, because lantana, they kind of grow pretty fast, and they're kind of invasive, I noticed, because even so, this one especially, they were just kind of growing into the lavender. So I'm sure some of the roots right here weren't doing so well because of how invasive the lantana was. So yeah, I had to do it quickly and kind of transplant it where it has into a bigger pot where it has more room. Yeah. So I think I went over mostly everything. I bought a new aloe plant, and it turns out I already had one at CSUN, so I picked that up yesterday when I was moving out. So now I have officially 3 aloe, but there's nothing wrong with, stocking up on your aloe. It's like $3.48, and they definitely help with bug bites or any skin irritation. Just a very natural remedy. And plus, they're very durable, I would say. They can withstand harsh weathers, but just sometimes, if you're out in the sun too much, and I guess depending on where you put it, if you're out in the shade or something where they were growing and they get in the sun, sometimes the leaves can thin. So I think that's what happened with a couple of my stuff. And so you often want to keep it a bit more hydrated. You don't have to water it too much. It's recommended that you don't water it too much. But sometimes I can say this: I used the aloe. I watered it, like every other day, and they were kind of nice and thick. Like these leaves right here, and that's really what I like. Cause some of them, sometimes they're not hydrated enough. They can potentially, the leaves can get kind of thin. This one is on the thinner side right here, but these right here I really, really love. So yeah, that's my aloe plant, and these are the 2 soil. I haven't planted anything in there yet. Wow. Somebody went into it was one of the cats. And when they realized it wasn't food, they just went them out their way. Could you imagine that? Wow. That's freaking crazy. I was not expecting that. It dropped right here. That's bizarre. But anyways, that's the tour of my garden. I'm going to IKEA today and tomorrow to pick up the stuff I ordered. And so, can't wait to show you next week of what the garden's going to look like. It's going to look completely different. Yep, I got picked up these. These are in my dorm. Well, yeah, these were indoors actually. This one was outdoors. This one I got from my bedroom now. So it kind of gives a little modern touch, which I'm excited about. But yeah, it's so cool. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.